Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at 10. It is now 10:15 and we still have some hazy skies out there, but seeing much better over our Williston camera, able to catch some of those lights through a few miles. So visibility is getting much better all in all. A west-northwest wind, 9 miles per hour. It's going to continue to bring some smoke our way, but little by little that smoke will start lifting further from the ground, but not too soon. We still have some hazardous air quality we'll talk about as these winds will continue bringing that smoke our way. So 56 degrees in Bismarck now. We've all cooled down after a cold front. As soon as that rain, the clouds passed, we had the northwest wind. So we have very hazardous conditions in Bismarck with our air quality still. These are updated once an hour. Where we see reds, that's hazardous for anybody, but in the oranges, that's limited to people with breathing issues, asthma, children, people who would be more vulnerable to inhaling these particulates, because it's going to be a little back and forth. This is important for us to know. It's not quite ending yet. Even though we see some of that reprieve off to the northwest, we will continue with a predominant northwest wind for the next couple of days. The big difference here is going to be just how close that air is to the ground. When we have cold fronts, we typically do have a north wind right after, and then high pressure in its wake, so that air sinks down. And that's why we've had that smoke going right down to our ground level. In most cases, so far down, a lot of our satellite imagery can't really pick it up like it does with all of the storms. So that storm associated with the cold front is now in eastern North Dakota, moving out of our area, but behind that still that northwest wind will continue to bring in some of that smoke a little longer. Overnight, wind speeds close to 5-10 miles an hour on average, but still picking up tomorrow afternoon, gusting around 30, even sometimes 40 miles per hour. And into Friday, that's where we see the biggest change. But right now, temperatures are going to keep declining. We see a lot of mid-50s out there across the state and even cooler in the southwest. Lows tonight will be dropping mostly to the mid-40s, closer to 40 for some of those further north, but all in all, sticking with those 40s for the tomorrow, and then it's going to get even colder. So highs on Thursday, we're looking at 50s up north, 60s down toward the south, just 62 in Bismarck and 60 in Dickinson, same with Williston for tomorrow's highs. Going into Friday, we could have some frost out there, so that's notable with our soil temps. Anybody who started a garden, temperatures are going to be in the mid-30s, and with that smoke, it could also increase that lack of visibility Friday morning. In the meantime, these soil temperatures are going to continue to decline. It was 62 degrees this afternoon, 5 p.m. in Dickinson, 4 inches deep, 62 in Maddock, 49 in Bottineau. So Grand Forks was 71. Once that cold front passes, they too will be dropping down. But with that cold front bringing that smoke all the way down toward us, it ends around Friday for good, even though, like I was saying, some of that smoke will continue to lift up higher away from the ground level Thursday into Friday. It's still going to cause some smoking skies until that south wind really pushes that away from us. So this comes into play Friday afternoon for most of the state through Friday night. So by Saturday, we have that south wind really like taking over everywhere across the state. So we don't have to worry about Saturday bringing us more of that smoke. We do see in the evening time, there's a brief period here where we have some north wind, but it's not going to be quite the same power as what we're having today, able to draw things all the way from about almost 1,000 miles away, some of those fires out in Canada. So Sunday, once again, you see that it doesn't last long with that north wind. It's going to be mostly south through the weekend, meaning those hazy skies will be much more clear by Saturday as those temperatures increase right back into the 70s. So Thursday into Friday is going to cool down into the 30s, a lot of mid-30s for us. But out west, we already see some close to 70 degrees by Friday. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to wait until Saturday and Sunday to really feel the majority of that warm up, with those temperatures then quickly into next week reaching the 80s again.
All right, thanks so much, Amy. Coming up next in sports, the Lake Show is hoping to make it back to state. Can they get the boost they need before regionals? That and more up next.